Hello everyone and welcome back again to this channel. And in today's video, we'll be talking more in details about Dehya and whether she is worth it to be pulled or not. However, before we start with the video, I would like to make things clear first, or basically a disclaimer, that first, we aren't siding with any sides at all and are just clearly wanting to clarify her pros and also her cons, and also why and why not people should be pulling for her. We will also not be making any early judgments, but at best a speculation about how she would perform later on when she got released. With that in mind, let's start with the first point, which is about her role. This is only our opinion, but we think that Dehya is not a pure DPS at all. So let's keep that aside and focus more on her support role, because someone on Reddit has even proven that even Xiao at level 90 with level 1 weapon can outdamage her. So we shouldn't expect her to deal a great damage at the first hand unless hoyoverse decided to make an adjustment. So that's why for us, Dehya is basically playing as a sub DPS or basically playing as an entirely new role, which is a tank role, not a shielder but also not a healer, something that we have never seen in Genshin Impact history at all. And for the playstyle, I will explain it later on in another video because her playstyle is kinda something new and also weird, but I would say that at least at Constellation 0, you don't really play with her burst that much. Basically, in other words, burst is not her main source of damage, but you play more on her elemental skill. Which again, I will explain more about her playstyle in another video. Now the question is, will she be great upon launch? Well, to be honest, no, or at least not necessarily. Hoyoverse would usually re-edit or readjust a character as soon as possible if they found some flaws or if they found that a certain character is underpowered or overpowered and basically just balance things out. However, recently there are no news about her or at least significant adjustments about her yet. Now moving on to the next point, about Dehya pros and also cons. But disclaimer, this is subject to change, so take it with a grain of salt because Dehya might and also might not change in the future. Starting on with her cons, she does not have high damage multipliers, and currently no team comps fit with her yet as well, and thus she needs a rework and also needs to be in some kind of new team comp, which is currently not available for her, maybe probably in Fontaine update later on, or maybe when more characters are going to be released, maybe she would fit in that team comp. But for now, there's probably only like 1 or 2 team comp that could fit her, and with that even, Dehya is still not that significant to be put in the team. Unlike Konmi, for example, in a freeze comp or in a Nilo's Hyper Bloom team. I mean Super Bloom team. Her kit does not make sense as well because they don't strengthen the point of what Dehya's role is. And usually other shielding characters like Chongli, Lila, or also Diona, and etc. might be a better option for her. And also, even if you use Dehya in your team comp, you probably will end up bringing a healer as well. Because even though she can heal herself and also she can basically decrease the damage taken by her, if you're playing Abyss with corrosion and all that, I think you would still want to heal her and kinda 100% her HP back. And moving on to her pros, well, she can self-heal herself and basically take damage of any other characters in your team to her. And she also increases the resistance to interruptions of your characters in your team comp, to hence not ruining the cycle. And she's also might be good or decent for Hu Tao team comp and maybe other team comps as well, but again, I'm not saying that she's necessary to be put in that team comp. Well, first things first, she's the only 5-star character that has a kit very weirdly made and screams an unsure role. And up until now, there's no changes at all about her kit or even like a buff about her kit. And also, despite Dehya being a 5-star, she's somewhat, for some reason, comparable to 4-star characters. And also, so far, I think she's the worst 5-star character that got the most negative feedbacks from the people before she's even out. And I would say maybe worse than Konmi. And also, she looks like a DPS at one side, yet her damage multipliers aren't that strong. But on the other hand, she's also a tank that has an interesting kit, but is still kinda insignificant compared to healers or also shielders. She also doesn't really fit in most team comps, and despite being a pyro character, she cannot use a vaporized team with Xingqiu or also Yelan. However though, from a different perspective, if we were to look back at the Kokomi incident, Kokomi was not that much used or not that much pulled until an update called Corrosion in the Abyss was introduced. And also when the Freeze Calm and Super Bloom team got basically very good and a lot of people were using them, she became one of the most wanted characters, and basically she went up from B tier to an SS tier. And this kind of situation might happen as well, where Dehya might be useful due to the new Abyss system maybe in the future, or new characters, the new artifact set, or maybe like the new region maybe. And Dehya could also be introducing a new kind of gameplay and also playstyle into the game. And also just something that I found kinda weird about Dehya, hoyoverse would make her 5-star for being a shit character. So in the short or long term, we might be able to finally see what she's meant to be. But at this for now, let's just see her as a unique character that's probably going to open up a new role and playstyle for future characters, like maybe in Fontaine update, or maybe can work with Fontaine characters or something. And also just a bit about her analysis, there are predictions that there will be 2 new artifact sets that will be released in Genshin Impact version 3.6, and one of them is, I think, an artifact made specifically for Dehya, because the 2 pieces of this set will increase your max HP by 20%, and at 4 pieces, it will increase your elemental skill damage by 3% of max HP up to 4 stacks. However, at max stacks, increase elemental burst damage by 20% of max HP, and these will probably buff Dehya's damage even larger, but still we do not know for sure because both Dehya and also the artifact sets are not yet released. Now, for the question that we have been begging, is she going to be worth it? First, we will not be making any judgments whether or not she's worth it yet, because we are still waiting for the test run. But as for now, she's not a must-pull character due to her role still being able to be replaced by other characters, and even if hoyoverse introduced a new Abyss system, Dehya's role would, and at the same time, would not still be important. However, again, if you've already got an eye for Dehya already, I would say you should go for it. But for those of you who are looking for a meta character, you should rather wait or consider other characters that might be better for your team. However though, once she's out for a test run, we'll be reviewing about her once again and eventually make a final conclusion video about her. So until then, stay tuned. I think that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and also like the video because it will be very much appreciated for us, and doing so will definitely motivate us to make even more videos for you guys again. Again, if you have any questions or if we made some mistakes, please comment down below. We will appreciate every feedback that we got, and we hope that from those feedbacks we can improve more in our upcoming videos. And I think that's all for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.